Instagram. Okay, that's all set. Okay, you got your onboarding call, you got Google, you got TikTok. All right, dope. Okay. What email did you use to buy the templates? Because I don't see your email that's mapped to what you booked your call with.
No, I don't think I didn't buy any templates because I
Oh,
just
you didn't?
booked the
Okay, because I was gonna
call.
say, I was like, oh my God. I was like, where the hell is this email?
Yeah,
Okay.
because so I saw the landing page, yada yada, buy templates, and for me it looked too good to be true, you know. So I started Googling you to see if you
Oh,
were
you
real.
Googled me. Oh shit. I can't wait to hear
Yeah.
this.
So yeah, and so I found you through Google and decided, yeah, maybe he can help us.
Okay. Well, okay, but I want to get market research on this. So what, like, I'm not trying to do an ego thing here. I want you to tell me, like, what was it on Google that made you want to work with me? Because I need to know these things. So what was the trigger for you?
It wasn't really on Google because when I got back to your page, I started looking at all the social proof, people talking about working with you.
Okay, was that on my case studies page or was that on my Instagram, like in the results highlights of my Instagram story?
No, not on Instagram. No.
Okay.
So it was on the case study.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
I
So
was like looking at all those people talking about good results, yada yada.
So this is it. I think this is what you're talking about. You found this page.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool.
Exactly.
That's good to know. All right, dope. Awesome. All right,
But
cool.
in all in all honesty, I have seen like 10 of these people trying to sell their like social media agency, yada yada. But I don't know why, but I had this gut feeling that this was like for real.
Well, it's because I sell the 4 parts. I don't just sell ads.
Yeah,
Like dude,
exactly.
that's what I tell all of our sales reps and our team to really hone in on is that we're not just going to run your ads. And then if you say to us like, hey, what app do you guys recommend? And we don't have an answer and we're just an ad agency, then no shit, we're not going to get you results. Like,
Yeah.
literally going through from the start to the end of the funnel is beneficial because now you can actually see like what the hell is going on. Like, where is my customer?
Yeah.
Where are they dropping off? Yeah, that's important. Also, that's
It
what
is, yeah.
I have to get you to download Hotjar. That's another one. That's going to allow us to see in your landing pages, your product pages, where people are dropping off on the lander. It'll give us heat maps to see who's,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So we can actually implement better copy where need be. Okay, so I want to make sure you're all set. So you got your onboarding call booked. You got your Typeform link. I just need you to fill that out because that's what's going to make your base camp. So once you're done with that Typeform, basically you're going to get an email from Basecamp. Okay, Basecamp is going to invite you. That's where I'm going to be. That's where all your communication happens from there on out. Okay, so that's like your own, project board. I'll show you real quick. Okay, let's go to Basecamp. Okay, so for example, here's what Basecamp will look like. This is ours from my perspective, but let's say, once you fill yours out, yours is going to be like, first and last name, Xwojo Media. This is what your project board is going to look like right here. So all of your Typeform responses will go here. Okay, your message board is where the most important parts of the business are being slapped, your new landing page, any tweaks that we do, the most important needle movers, docs and files. That's where you're going to drop all your graphics, social proof, all the things that we need to implement. Don't worry about the schedule part here. Don't worry about automatic check-ins. Campfire, that is where your chat is going to be. So that's where it's kind of like a group chat. It's kind of like WhatsApp, except it's with me and everybody on the team. Okay. And then other than that, this is the coolest part too, is that in this to-do list, don't worry, you don't have to check any of these off. This is for you to see where we currently are from start to finish of your entire project getting it launched. So you can see, where your landing page is, They started the landing page for her. Like, this is another client, Google Drive, we got all our assets. We're building everything out. Graphics are done. Like, we checked off the graphics team is done with all your graphics. Like, you are going to know where each department is. And then media buying, she just spent, she not spent one, but she just bought like 3 days ago. So she's not even close to getting launched yet. But, this is where we will then show you every single step of when we project things to be done too, so that you're in the know. Okay.
Yeah, like, this is insanely good. This is transparent. I have never seen this before.
I mean, I guess that's a good thing, man. I appreciate that. I mean, I spent a lot of money on getting Basecamp done because I used to use Slack, and I don't know if you know what Slack is, but
Yeah,
it's the most annoying shit. The sound is annoying.
I hate it.
Dude. It's terrible.
I hate Slack.
All right.
I try to avoid Slack I hate it.
Yeah. So, like, dude, the best part about this, the reason why we moved was because as we start scaling, it's hard for people to ever say to us, like, hey, where is everything at? Like, dude, it's literally right here. You can't be like, oh, where's my stuff? Like, come on. Like, it's all right. Like, the docs and files replaces Google Drive. It's its own Google Drive. So if I go to docs and files, all the things are here where I can click, I can preview, I can download. You can even add comments to say to the client, like, hey, can you remove the TikTok branding? Can you do this? Like, communicate to the linear level of what needs to be done.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Massively unbeatable.
Because we have had no communication whatsoever. The only time we had communication from any agency was when we got the bill.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's not fun. Okay. I mean,
we almost gave up on the e-commerce thing.
Well, we just do auto billing. The only way that we'll communicate with you about your billing is if your card fails. That's all we would communicate with you for. But other than that, no, you're all set. And then you can also get the mobile app. So Basecamp has a mobile app, and obviously, the other part I want to talk to you about is that this is the sickest part. I think it is. So we have automatic check-ins. I told you not to worry about it because it's not something you have to do. But we have automated messages. So every single day at 2 p.m., our team is going to tell you, hey, like, what's the next steps for this to launch on time? We're going to answer this question every single day so that you know what the hell is going on. Also, what was worked on today? We're going to answer that question. And then once your ads launch, though, every Friday at 2 p.m., you're going to get your ad results. Like, what are we going to improve on? What's your current ad results? And like how we're going to go from here. So that's answered every Friday at 2 p.m. But that's once you launch. Obviously not when you it's Thursday right now. So tomorrow you're not going to see that question being answered. But like you get what I'm saying. So like that's the kind of things that I implemented to always keep people in the know for communication reasons, because communication streamlines everything. So, but
how big is your team? It's humongous.
Yeah, I have 40 plus people now. We have 42, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how did you get started? How did you get started with this? What's your background?
So my background was finance. I went to college for finance, and then I got a couple of jobs for internships. And I really didn't like college. I hated it, but I did it because I wanted to make my parents happy. And at first, dude, I went to culinary school. So I went to culinary school for a year, dropped out. Then I went to business school. Because in culinary school, I was bored. I didn't like going to the labs because they had like these culinary labs, and they were, just boring. They were 6 hours long. I just hated it. I hate being in the kitchen. I hated being all sweaty with this like stupid white cap on my hat. Like, I hated it. I thought I wanted to do cooking because it was cool. It was artistic. It was, it was something that I worked in the restaurant industry before I was even in college. So that's kind of why I went that path. And then after that, I realized, I was flipping Pokemon cards in college because in my, I had a Ford Focus, and I remember I packed a bunch of shit before I went to school, and I left a bunch of Pokemon cards in the back. And like one day it was really snowy out because it was upstate New York, man. It's like when it's winter, it is fucking winter. So
it's like in Sweden.
Dude, it's bad. So I went in the back and I found these cards. And I was like, you know what? Like, let's go on eBay and let's see like how much I can make from these, because I didn't have money at all, dude. I was like, whenever we would go to like college parties, I would have to scrounge for the $5 to get in. Like, it was so bad. And I was, flipping these cards on eBay, making $4, $5 here, $6 here, but it was adding up. because I was going to the post
Yeah.
office like 4 to 6 times a day. And dude, making $40 a day to me at the time was a lot of money to a college student. Like making $40 a day,
Of
dude,
course.
I felt loaded. I was like, let's go. And then
Yeah.
take the $40 and then I would go to Walmart and Target and I would clear out all the shelves and buy packs. So I was not going to class. I would drive the post office, ship the things, go to Walmart, buy the packs with the money from the PayPal account. Then I would open the packs in the car. I would have my sleeves ready, put them back in, have all my envelopes, go back to the post office, have those cards sold. Because, dude, when you put Pokemon cards on eBay, those things go fast, bro. Like I would post cards and within 7 to 10 minutes, sold. So I would sit in my car for an hour, open up all the packs, then go keep selling, go back and forth. Now margins were very low. They were very low, but it was fun because I was transacting. It was enjoyable. And then after that, I realized that I wanted to do business. So that's why I went to business school. And then when I went to business school, I hated school though. Like at all levels of me, I hated it. But I did it because I liked transacting. So I was like, all right, might as well. That's when I got into finance. So finance allowed me to think about the stock market and money and all these things that I didn't really know much about, because if I was going to make more money, I had to learn my relationship with money. And through that, I got a job at a financial firm when, and at the time I was posting videos on Instagram. And at that time I was making like motivational videos for people 18 to like 21 who were in college, trying to motivate them to like, this is not all it is for you. You don't only need college. You need skill sets. You need these things and you need to know about money and all these things. I started getting a lot of followers and I was like, oh shit, this is cool. And from there, at the time I was working at the financial firm and making the videos. So the firm started seeing my videos and they were like, hey, like, do you want to help us rebuild our website? Like we're about to sign on with this person to do all this. Like they were signing on with an agency themselves and they were, doing the website design and Google and LinkedIn ads. And I was like, fuck, I want to do that. Like, that's fun. I like Instagram. I like Facebook. I like social media. Like I'll do that too. So I was doing analyst work with stocks. And then part-time, I was doing the website, working with this guy, Carl. I forgot the name of the mediator, but he was from Chicago. We would hop on Zooms every day and go over the website and go over all edits and all the things and how WordPress worked and all these things. And from there, I wind up just diving more into SMMA because my phone was now full of how to use WordPress, how to do this and, like logistics and shipping and all these things. And like, how to do SEO, to the point where I started getting a bunch of ads for SMMA courses. And that's when I bought Ty Lopez's SMMA course, like how to build a social media.
You actually bought it?
Yeah, no, I bought it. At the time, it was like $297. That was a lot of money to me, $297. I was like, damn it, I got to spend this money, but I'm curious. So then I bought the course. I started learning a bunch of stuff. And then I got fired from the financial firm because of like the SEC reasons. And I had an email that I was using as an Outlook and I didn't have a domain name on the end and they were sending information about clients to my Outlook and the SEC found out. It wasn't on purpose. It was on accident. And they said, hey, you're either going to pay a fine or you're going to fire them. And that's what happened. I got fired for that reason. And then from there, dude, it was crazy. Like I almost got caught up in like some crazy shit. And I was like, dude, I'm just some like innocent kid. I'm like trying to learn SMMA and I wasn't like, and then I wind up doing the SMMA stuff. I started going to local businesses, pitching, and then on the side, I still had all the videos and stuff. And that's when I met my first mentor, Greg, and he was running a brand called Hustle Island. He doesn't run anymore. He sold it, but it was a t-shirt company. Plus it was, selling information. They had a Facebook group where they were helping people with funnels and all this stuff and emails, all the stuff that I do now. And I was making these videos and Greg was like, dude, take these shirts that we have. Like they had hustle, patience, all these things on it. And I was like, oh, like, dude, of course I'll make some videos. And I made the videos and I gave it to him. And he was like, dude, these ads, we made them into ads and they perform better than anything that we've had. And I was like, oh shit, that's awesome. And he was like, dude, I want to hire you. And then we met in Connecticut one day because I was in New York. He was in Connecticut. We met for lunch. And he was like, like, how much you want to get paid? And I was like, dude, $500 a month to me was a lot. I was like, let's do 500. Let's start there. He was like, no, like that's too cheap. And I'm like, what do you mean that's too cheap? No one ever says that shit to me. So I was like, okay, $750. He's like, you know what? If you make me one video a day, I'll pay you $4,000 a month. And I was like, what the fuck did you just say? I never saw that kind of money my entire life. $4,000 a month.